And Lonnie's today's special. We were talking about those beautiful faceted crystals. Well, you get that same visual impact with this, with none of the work and none of the expense. So Chad Allen is back, and Chad, I gotta say, I'm always happy to see you on my show list, but this is one, don't take this the wrong way. I was waiting for this. Not that I wasn't waiting for you, but I was waiting for this, because even when we've done the other chandeliers, where's that snowflake? Where's that snowflake? I want the snowflake. Everybody's been dying to get their hands. Yeah. Why don't we have more snowflakes? I mean this because, first of all, I haven't had it, which is crazy, because I do the Christmas shows here, and I do, Shannon's in the house. I haven't had this. Where has this been? Why do we only have like 1,800 of these? I'm a little confused.
It's so hard to source the material to make these. And quite frankly, we were so short on our regular chandelier this year. I mean, in the snowflake, I made a joke earlier today. First off, I can't believe we're down to just 1,800. That blows my mind, because this is only my third show ever on the snowflake chandelier. I made a joke earlier today. We should number them. That's how they're like collector's editions all of a sudden. Like it should be like 1 of 1,800, 2 of 1,800. That's how it should be labeled as. And if you're seeing the snowflake chandelier for the first time, there usually is a blue turquoise shell here. If you're really familiar, you watch us a lot, we sell, basically hundreds of thousands of chandeliers here. The snowflake is very special. There's over 100 snowflakes on this chandelier, each connected with little O-rings, little rings with the reflective squares, and then a little gem dangling at the very end, just like on the Today Special, the same sort of little gems there, dangle. So the thing is just filled with little accents and little decor pieces. But what is it? It's a color-changing, shimmering chandelier. I'll tilt it up so you can see. It's actually 2 tiers. There's 2 steel rings here that are each surrounded by a spring, and then a battery pack in the very center. The springs are really important, because if the wind comes, because this is indoor or outdoor, if the wind comes and knocks it over, you don't have to worry about it, because if you tilt it right back to right where it belongs. If the springs weren't there, all of those strands would fall to one side and be a mess and be tangled. But folks, you have nothing to worry about. This beautiful chandelier comes to you fully assembled. I'll take a breath. I'll say it again. It comes to your door fully assembled. You have nothing to do. In fact, even the batteries are included. The cost of buying batteries can get quite expensive, so we've thrown those in for you. The batteries, of course, go on the very top. It's actually going to power that battery pack, and that battery pack is what's powering those 2 LED globes. As I pull back the first tier, you'll see there's a second tier. As I pull back that second tier, that's when the LED globes come to life, because they fall in the very center. I have one on each hand here. They color morph. That's why we put color changing on your screen. So they rotate gently and softly through 6, 7, 8 different colors, depending on how you categorize your colors, right? And then as they fall to the center, they sort of disappear. So when the sun comes and the sun hits it from the daytime, it sort of shines and glimmers and shimmers, right? And then at night, those LED globes shine from the inside out. So it's basically like getting 2 chandeliers in one. The battery pack on the very top, we listened to the customer reviews. We got rid of the little screws, and we got rid of the little screwdriver. We made it a twist top lid with that gasket, that black gasket seal there. That's why it's weather resistant. Oh, and by the way, there is a smart timer built in. So once you turn it on the first time, you never, ever have to touch it again. It's going to come on for 4 hours and then go off for 20. That was a big request you guys had. 4 hours on, 20 hours off. You never have to touch it once you hang it up the first time. Just a little hammer and nail. I'm not talking about drilling into a stud or calling a handyman or an electrician. You could even hang it. I bought this little black stand for $8 just on the internet. I just found it on the internet, and I just hung it right here. So I take this during my presentations from inside, and I put it on the outdoor patio. And I have a balcony. I live in a condo downtown Tampa, and sometimes the wind is so strong because I live on the water, and it knocks it over. I want you to know this is not a delicate piece. This is meant to be indoors or outdoors. It's really up to you. But Shannon, what I do know is we don't have any more coming in for the rest of the season.
We don't indeed. Hey, just a couple of things. We have the final 1,600. Of course, that does not take into account the hundreds of people who are joining us in the various forms of ordering. Are you an Elsa or are you an Anna? Okay.
Are you asking me?
Yes. Do you know? Okay. Sometimes I'm an Anna. Sometimes I'm an Elsa. And you know about the snow princesses that I'm talking about, right? If you
I'm
were
more
going
like an Olaf.
Yes, you could be Olaf to my Anna or my Elsa. I'm just saying, if there's a little snow princess in your life, she will lose her mind, because you know the big amusement park where they've got like the ride. I mean, they've got like a whole section devoted, you know, to those sisters. I mean, and I will, because my niece Lexi, my little mini niece, she was making stretch bracelets, you know, like I was making stretch bracelets. Apparently, I'm either a 9-year-old girl or a middle-aged woman with, you know, a personality disorder, or both. But
I'll leave it alone.
He's like, listen, I'm not going there. But I will tell you this, if you do have that little Elsa or that little Anna or that little princess in your life, she will lose her mind. If you were trying to find something like this at the Mouse House, I can tell you there'd be a 1 in front of that $39 price. So you can create your own Icelandic landscape in your Elsa and Anna fortress, you know, Olaf or otherwise. Or you can create your beautiful Christmas landscape. But I say Christmas kind of in the famous air quotes, because the truth is, the snowflake is my favorite, like you can't tell. The snowflakes are so subtle, they just look like embellishment. I personally think you do not have to keep this seasonally. I mean, I know we're talking about Christmas and crazy for Christmas, but I personally think this is 12 months out of the year, just because there is something to me so magical about a snowflake, whether you're talking about each one is unique. God knows I think I'm unique. We hope they broke the mold. Everybody's like, oof, we can't take another one of those Smiths. We can't take, listen, we've got 2 Shannons. I'm the only Shannon Smith. That's my big joke. You know, we've got 2 Smiths, we've got 2 Shannons. There's only 1 Shannon Smith, and thank God. I'm a little much. But this is...
I could use another one of you. I like you.
But yeah. Chad, believe it or not, I had a point to that. You want more than one of these. You want them in sets. You want them in pairs.
You know why? And that's because I wish Lonnie was joining me, like Juliana Ranza, because she could help me. But I read a lot of interior design magazines. The reason we do that is because the design needs to be balanced. That's what the magazines, all the articles. I've been selling chandeliers here for years. I've really researched what the marketplace and why interior designers, why their #1 trick is lighting. And the reason it is because it really fills a space. So the way to fill a space is lighting, and then you want to balance the lighting. So this is something you want to buy in 2s or 3s, not 5s or 7s, right? We don't need 5 or 7 chandeliers. But what we do need is a statement piece. And a statement piece under $40 makes a big impact. And I touch it because I want you to know it's not so delicate. It's good for indoors. It's good for outdoors. It's good above a vanity. It's good for glamping. If you're taking that RV down to Florida, maybe you're, you know, a snowbird, and you're coming down to the sunshine state, you can still have that winter decor with you. But can you imagine this as you're having that holiday party out on your porch as your visitors come? And I was making a joke with Al's Corona a little bit earlier today. We all go to our friend's house for maybe a little get together, and there's that one piece. We go, where did they find that? And how do I get my hands on it? But you're too shy to ask because you don't want to rip off their designs, but you always want to know. Well, this is exclusive to HSN. So this isn't something your sister or maybe your neighbor's going to have. This is going to be that piece where they go, first off, where'd you get it? Second off, can I have it too? And do you have any more that you can give me? This is one of the most highly collected pieces that we sell. And the Snowflake Chandelier, Shannon, as you know, is in short supply this year and high demand, that's for sure.
Well, it really is my favorite. Hey, we've only got 1,300. I know this is the last scheduled airing. I'm going to see, Chad, I don't know if you're scheduled in my HSN 2 live event, but...
I am.
Oh, you are? Oh, good. Well, because for sure, even if there were a couple hundred, I mean, because I know we've got hundreds of people shopping. Chad, I'll look for you this weekend and then some. Always a treat. Thank you so much, my friend.
Good to see you, Shannon. Have a great night.
Hey, you too. And by the way, Nancy, you make me smile for being there too. I always look for Nancy. All my girls and guys, I hope you can become a friend on Facebook. I'm Shannon.